Hi and welcome to Silver Soul Tarot. Today we are doing some zodiac readings, and Pisces, it is your turn. I'm just feel very called to do some, so there's not for any specific reason. You find this message when it finds you. So just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So I'll introduce the decks as I go, and let's crack on, shall we? So first of all, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Jo. If you are a returning viewer, great to see you again. If you are a subscriber, much love to you. So this is the Oracle of Portals deck. Pisces, your card out today is graduation. Okay, you're taking a step up from something. Maybe you are graduating. Maybe you've just been doing some courses, or something larger than just a course. But there's something you're graduating. You're about to receive an award. This is some sort of recognition. This is a theme of the day. I've done a few today. Sagittarius, Capricorn, and even Aquarius to some extent has had something about this today. So I don't know if any of that's in your birth chart, but please go and have a little look at one of those if it's your rising or your moon, because there might be a message there for you. But you're about to receive some sort of accolade. You're taking the next steps in some way. This is the Moonology Oracle. Let's see what this has to say, shall we? Adjustments are required. Okay, well, yeah, adjustments are going to be required. If you've been doing a course, now you're going to have to adjust to not doing the course. You're going to have to adjust to the big bad world. There's some sort of adjustment here, especially after this graduation, and maybe even need to come back down to earth a little bit. That's just a message that came through very quickly for someone. Take it as it resonates. I'm not having a go. I'm just saying, you can ride on this high, but at some point, you have to go out and get a job. I'm not saying you're not working, but after graduation, you have to put what you've learnt. Let me word it this way. You have to put what you've learnt, what skills you've learnt, what knowledge you've learnt into practice. That's a much nicer way of putting it. Right, this is the Wishcraft Oracle, and your message is... I show you the pictures because it does resonate with the image and the words. The wishing tree. My wishes grow big like a tree. It's because you've been putting in the hard work, yes. You've been fertilising and watering and taking care and nurturing this, whatever this is, whatever you're graduating from. This could be an emotional graduation. It could be a spiritual graduation. You could be taking, a bit of an uptick in spirituality. Maybe you've been reading books or something. This is the Making Magic little oracle deck, and we've got fire. The element of fire heralds new life, renewed passion, and positive transformation. So something you're graduating from, but what you're going into is fantastic. Right, this is the Angel Hours Oracle deck. So it's like a clock, so it could be numbers that you're seeing on the clock regularly, or is the message has some meaning for you. But certainly keep this momentum going. And this definitely was a Aquarius reading message. So like the goodness that you feel from this graduating, that proudness, that pride, I should say, use it and keep that energy going. Use the momentum of that fire. 1441, health and healing. The Angel Hour 1441 indicates that your angels are supporting you in your journey towards health and healing. Maybe you've just got over some medical issues. Please pop a comment down below and let me know, Pisces, how this does resonate with you. They are reminding you to trust in the divine and make necessary changes. Adjustments are required. Adopt healthy habits and take proactive steps to support your healing process. So maybe you have put an awful lot of time and effort into your tree. This thing that you've been growing, this thing you're about to graduate from. And now's the time, although like I say, keep the momentum going, but to just have a little breather, take some time for yourself, maybe put some of that fire into you, it's okay. It is okay to do that. Right, let's hit the tarot, see what messages want to come out. So this is just a generic tarot, so there's nothing really to to write home about this one, but it's a lovely little deck. Yeah, you've been putting in some hard work, okay? With the Eight of Pentacles, there's a skill here. There's something you've been putting a lot of time and effort into. You've really perfected something. There's been some real knowledge and achievement here. You know, this is something to be proud of, Pisces, whatever it is you've been graduate or you're going to graduate from. Especially if it's a physical thing, it might have been something that you've taken a long time to get over. You know, sometimes it can take years to recover from something relatively minor. I don't know what's going on. It's up to you if you want to pop a comment about it, but just let me know if it does resonate. You got the Magician. Yeah, okay, it makes perfect sense. You've got the ability to create whatever it is you want to create. Now that you have gotten over this hard work, whatever it is, you know, now you can create your new beginning and your next stage of your journey. You can pick up that cup or pick up the wand and use whatever you need to use in front of you, whatever is at your disposal, to create something magical. And as you can see by his stance, he's pointing, you know, his staff up to the sky and he's pointing down to the earth. So it's very much a sense of as above, so below. I wonder if this is a spiritual reawakening you've been having, Pisces. We've got the Three of Wands. Okay, so that is your ships coming back in, or are you sending the ships out? Take it as it resonates. But yeah, there's this sense of standing on the sidelines. Maybe you need to expand your horizons. You know, after working hard, you know, don't forget to get outside of your comfort zone, do something different, expand your horizons. You've been working hard for this, whatever this is. I know it's a scroll, don't get me wrong. I understand it's meant for, you know, like a degree, you know, it's supposed to represent your degree, but it's obviously not going to be a literal degree for everyone. So whatever that represents, that scroll there represents that shining beacon of, you know, you've just got to step up and take it. Don't forget to get outside of your comfort zone. Okay, and send those intentions out into the world. What do you want to do next? You know, what wishes do you want to make after you've done all this hard work? I wouldn't be surprised if the Four of Swords comes out, but we'll see. You got the Eight of Wands. Okay, so now there's some fire here, fire energy, which makes sense with the fire there. So use this momentum. Definitely use this momentum to keep going. Someone's shooting a shot. Maybe you're shooting a shot. Someone's shooting a shot. But it could be communication. But there's definitely this sense of incoming, and it's all pushing in the same direction. So like I say, keep moving forward. Use the momentum to keep going forward, to keep healing, to keep working, to keep learning, to keep up this skill set, whatever this skill set is that you've been achieving. Right, we've got the very fiery energy, fiery, passionate energy. With the Knight of Swords, it could be passion in the pants, but there's definitely this keep the momentum going. This energy is picking up, and it's going to pick up quick as soon as you've graduated. You know, there's that cycle completes. What comes next is going to be boom, 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 boom. Keep the momentum going. I can't pick up the card. That's it. Yeah, addictions, restrictions, codependencies, the devil. So don't let things hold you back. You're not chained to anything or to anyone. Well, you might have children, you might have dependents, but like, as long as you're doing what's right for you and what's right for your family, keep going forward, keep moving. The devil just is there to remind us not to be held back by anything. Don't, like I say, keep the momentum going. Don't lose that momentum, because sometimes that's kind of one of the worst things you can do, is sit back and be like, oh, I'm going to put my feet up for 6 months, and then before you know it, it's, you know, 3 years later, and you're still sitting there with your feet up. I know I went to help her. I had people who needed help in a care home, and I went to work there for 6 months. I was still there 3 years later, and I had a bit of a hang on a minute, this is not what I want to do sort of moment, and I had to, you know, I'd lost the momentum of 6 months only. I got a bit comfortable and a bit easy, let's just keep doing it sort of thing. So don't fall into that trap. Got the Ace of Wands. There's definitely some fire element here, okay? So Sagittarius, oh my God, Leo and Aries could be important here. Like I say, the Sagittarius reading was a big like reward coming, and this does feel like something you've been working on, some sort of reward. Well, graduation is that. You're graduating, you're going up a level. So please have a look at Sagittarius or any of the others if that is important in your birth chart. But the Ace of Wands is a brand new beginning, okay? It's something to nurture, something to water, like your tree. You know, if you're planting trees at the moment, that might be a message for someone. You know, pay attention to them, go back and make sure they're okay, they're fed and watered and growing well and protected from pests and animals and things like that. You know, you just have to sort of pay attention to the details, but keep moving forward. Keep this new beginning momentum going. We've got the Star. There's your healing, okay? Health and healing. Don't forget to take care of yourself. You know, it's very easy to keep going, and then you end up really ill. I could tell you a little story about that, but I won't. It was a long time ago, but I ended up having a week off because I ended up working extra hard, and then, you know, it kind of was a bit null and void with the money I was earning extra for Christmas because I ended up sick and not being able to earn money. So pour the energy correctly into what it is that you want, where you need the energy to go. Sometimes we got 2 cards coming over, so we will take them. Sometimes the energy needs to go into you, okay? But again, I like with the Star, I will say make wishes. Wish upon a star. You are the star. You know, your wishes will grow if you nurture them. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay, again, and 2 aces, so definitely something new coming in. Maybe the adjustments you need to make are, you know, how much energy do you want to put into being passionate, you know, something you really enjoy doing, into, you know, something that makes you money. So that could be where the adjustments are needed slightly, or, you know, 3D reality versus movement forward. We've got the King of Swords. Be clear in what it is that you want. Be intelligent. Think before you speak. You know, make the right decisions. Well, hopefully, try and make the right decisions. Pour the energy into where it is needed at the right time. And that's all what the Magician is about as well. You know, picking up the wand when you need it, putting it down when you don't. Picking up the pentacle when you need it, putting it down when you don't. And you get your ultimate wish fulfillment. You will get your happy ever after, Pisces. You will be able to work towards what it is that you do want rather than what you don't want. There's definitely this, okay, yeah, adjustments needed. You know, pour the energies into wherever you're needed it. You know, choose your element wisely in the sense of where you're picking up, you know, where you're making decisions, where you're pouring your emotions, where you're putting your finances. We will take just a couple of Healing Spirits Oracle cards just to close out the reading, Pisces. See if there's anything else, any other messages that want to come through. But whatever you're doing, you're about to have this massive upgrade, this massive graduation. You know, you're about to close out a cycle, which then leads you on to these 2 potentially new beginnings. So something certainly wants to come in. Be careful not to lose interest or to lose momentum, and don't forget to look after yourself. Okay, ask your spirit guide. So yeah, if you need some help, ask. You know, maybe this is a little bit more spiritual, especially with the star there. So yeah, if you need assistance, help, it's not just the spirit guides, it's also, you know, earthly guides. And inner space and universal knowledge. I'm going to leave it there and say thank you very much for watching. But let me, before I do go, I just want to show you the card because it's a bit hard to see. You know, your third eye there. Okay, maybe meditate. Maybe it's activating. Maybe that's your graduation. And I just saw 1441 when I said maybe that it's activating. So I'm going to leave it there. Say thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. That was on the timer, by the way. I saw 1441. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.